Imagine an empire that stretched from the mists of Britain to the sands of Mesopotamia. An empire so vast and powerful it was said to be eternal. This was Rome. For nearly 500 years, the Pax Romana, the Roman peace, held sway. Roads of stone connected a world of diverse peoples under one law, one currency, and one emperor. Cities like Rome itself, with over 1 million souls, were marvels of engineering and culture, boasting aqueducts, forums, and colossal amphitheaters. This was the apex, the golden age under emperors like Trajan and Hadrian, a time when the Roman eagle soared unchallenged. But even the mightiest eagle must eventually descend. The seeds of Rome's fall were not sown by foreign invaders, but cultivated within its own walls. The 3rd century crisis was the first great tremor. A period of 50 years saw more than 20 emperors rise and fall. The stable succession of the past dissolved into a bloody free-for-all as ambitious generals marched their legions against Rome itself. To fund these endless wars, emperors began to debase the currency. They minted coins with less and less precious metal. A silver denarius that was once nearly pure silver became little more than a silver-washed piece of junk. The result? Catastrophic inflation. The rich retreated to their vast, self-sufficient country estates, effectively creating private kingdoms and abandoning the cities. The poor, meanwhile, faced starvation and destitution. The social fabric that held Rome together was tearing apart at the seams. While Rome was tearing itself apart from within, the pressure on its borders was mounting. Centuries of expansion had stretched the military to its breaking point. Germanic tribes like the Goths, Franks, and Vandals pressed against the empire's defenses. These were mass migrations of entire peoples, driven by climate change and the terrifying advance of the Huns from the east. The army was now filled with barbarians, recruits from the very tribes they were meant to fight. These soldiers of fortune often had more loyalty to their charismatic general or their tribe of origin than to a distant, faceless emperor. In a desperate attempt to manage the unmanageable, Emperor Diocletian made a revolutionary decision in 285 AD. He split the empire in two. Constantine the Great even reunited the empire and moved the capital from Rome to a new city, Constantinople. This move, however, sealed the West's fate. The Eastern Roman Empire had the wealth to survive. The West, by contrast, was poorer. At the Battle of Adrianople in 378, the Visigoths utterly destroyed a Roman army and killed the Emperor Valens. In 410, the Visigoths under Alaric did the unthinkable. They sacked the city of Rome itself. The shockwave reverberated across the known world. The sack of Rome was not the end, but it was the beginning of the end. Britain was abandoned. Gaul, Spain, and North Africa fell to Germanic tribes like the Franks, Vandals, and Suebi. The Vandals' conquest of North Africa was particularly devastating, as it cut off Rome's primary grain supply, leading to mass famine in Italy. The final Western Roman emperor wasn't a mighty Augustus. He was a young boy, ironically named Romulus Augustulus. In 476 AD, the Germanic chieftain Odoacer deposed the young Romulus, signaling that the Western Roman Empire was no more. There was no single day the empire fell. It was a long, complex, and painful process of transformation, a death by 1,000 cuts. The fall of Rome was the story of a system collapsing under its own weight, crippled by internal corruption and relentless external pressure. But from the ashes of Rome, a new world would eventually be born. Its laws, language, and culture would echo through the centuries. Thank you for joining us. If you found this story compelling, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more deep dives.